another day on the Day One Podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up. What's happening, y'all? Let's get this shit going, baby.
Man.
Season dead.
Season dead.
Week 2.
Yep. It's as fast as it started, it's Jover.
Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? It's another day. A good day? That's up to your own opinion. It's another day on the Day One Podcast. I'm your co-host, Anthony. I got my co-host, Kyle. Say what's up.
What's going on, y'all?
We're going to get into it. We got a lot to talk about with the NFL side. Our two favorite segments of the show, Step by Step and our spread picks. So stay tuned for that, and also our locks of the week. Drop a like, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. It's football. Just because the season's over for some teams doesn't mean it's over for the rest of the league. So We're still going to be here, whether your team, my team, Kyle's team, anybody else's team, season dead. We're still going to be talking about it, whether it's dead or alive. So tap in, hit the bell, comment what you want us to talk about. Let's get a dialogue and lock in.
Yep. Before we get into all the football stuff, we need to discuss the retirement of the WOJ bomb.
Shout out Woj.
Yeah, shout out WOJ. Nothing hit more like crack than just getting a random da-na-na, da-na-na. You look down at your phone and it's a breaking news of like an NBA trade or like a free agent pickup or 27 cases were dismissed. Nothing like getting a WOJ bomb on your phone and be like, yo, and like every time we get something crazy, I know right where I go. I see WOJ and then I text you.
Yep. Now it's Shams.
Yeah, now we got to deal with Shams, bro.
Yeah.
Kay Adams'
The end of
boyfriend.
the biggest NBA rivalry, bro.
Yeah, Kay Adams' boyfriend.
Yeah. Unless Adam Schefter comes in the cut.
Yo,
Besides the double dip. He teased it, so I wouldn't be surprised. But shout out Woj. Great career at ESPN, breaking news and shit. Gonna be missed. And guess what? LeBron James has outlasted Woj in the NBA.
Yeah, who would have thought? Who would have thought the guy not playing
would retire before the guy that's been playing our entire lives. So
pretty much, dude.
Crazy stuff. Shout out Woj. He wants to focus on family and stuff.
Yeah, he's also going to be GMing like a hometown team or some shit like that, from what I understand.
Okay.
I saw it before. He's going to be a GM at his alma mater.
Oh, cool.
GM of men's basketball program at St. Bonaventure. I've heard of that. I've heard of that school, actually. That's pretty cool. Shout out Woj, dude. It's going to be different because, Shams isn't really attached to anything, is he?
No, he used to be, I think, the scorer, but now he's just
a freelance insider.
He's a free agent.
That's pretty cool considering how competitive he is without the backing of $1 billion company.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. But this is about Woj. And yes, shout out Woj.
Yep.
He's after it, bro.
Good for bro.
I don't really think there's any other news that's really happened in the last week around anything. I mean, obviously Woj retiring. That's pretty much it, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on. We inch closer and closer to Red October, bro.
Yeah, we're about 2 weeks away?
About 2 weeks away, and right now, let me look up the standings over here for them boys. So we are currently sitting 8 games up in the division. We pretty much have it locked down.
Hell yeah. At least one of the Philly teams is doing their thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, we have the best record in baseball right now by 2 games over the Dodgers.
Yeah, sweet.
So I think we have the number 2 run differential, which is good.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. I think this is the best team that we've had in this little era of the Bryce Harper era.
The Red October era.
Yeah, the Red October era. World Series bound? Question mark.
3 times his charm.
Yeah. It's probably because I went to a game this year. We're going to make the World Series. You know what year? Last year, I didn't go to a game. We missed the World Series. The year before that, I went to a game. We went to the World Series. Just saying.
Well, World Series banned.
But
it don't matter. I go to an Eagles game. They go to a Super Bowl. I go to another one. They don't go. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. Yeah. They better hope they make the playoffs.
Yep. Well, we'll get into it. So why don't we get into step by step?
Yep.
Talk about it because things have changed since the last time we did it.
Yep. All right, folks. So listen, this is if you don't know, this is my segment. This is where we rank teams in a step-by-step format. Okay? Going from
you.
Yeah, me. This is me. This is my ranking, okay? We got 4 teams that are not ranked, 28 teams that are on the staircase, okay? So this is where we were before week 1, right at the end of the preseason. As you can see, 4 teams in the basement, Panthers, the Giants, Denver, Patriots, 4 worst teams in football at the time, by our opinion.
Mm-hmm.
There's some 2-0 teams currently that are on the bottom row, in the Bucks, the Vikings, and the Saints.
Yep.
And we had teams that are 1-1 in the second spot, like the Jets and Detroit. So with, of course, the 2-time defending Super Bowl champions at the top. So,
yep.
With that being said, let's get into it. All right, let's get into the first piece. All right, so take a look at the basement because this is the first part we're looking at. We got the Panthers, Giants, Broncos, Patriots.
Whoa.
We have a change. So I've elevated the Patriots because they've come very close to winning both their games, one being on the road in Cincinnati and the other one being against a good Seattle team. They're 1-1 right now, so I've elevated them out of here. I do want to say, though, I think the Panthers, Giants, and Denver are clearly the worst 3 teams in football.
Yeah.
The Titans' defense is good.
Yeah.
They have a good defense. They play well.
They do.
They stopped the run. They stopped the run against the Jets and held Aaron Rodgers to 150 passing yards. In week 1, who'd they play? Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago.
Yeah, Will Levis gave that game away.
17-point lead.
Yeah. Yeah, they blew the lead, but Caleb Williams looked bad. The running game was not there. They've been a pretty good fun defense, and they're hungry. But I don't believe that Will Levis is an NFL quarterback. I mean, it's crazy to think about it. 2 weeks ago, we thought this team could be fun this year.
I mean, it's still fun, but Will Levis is just what's going on? It's not like he doesn't have weapons. He's got weapons. The offensive line is okay.
He's got arguably the best 1 through 3 in football when you're looking at weapons.
Yeah, it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you got Tony Pollard in the backfield, who's been amazing.
Yeah, Pollard has been slept on this year, absolutely.
Yeah. So if anything, because of that, I would still keep him out of the basement. But for the Will Levis propaganda, I get it.
Yeah, I just don't think – I don't see him getting any better.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I – like, they can't really make this offense that much better without getting a super-duper star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the best of what they have. Their offensive line's solid, and their defense is great.
Like, if they get T. Higgins, does that move the needle?
I don't know because they've already got 3 guys that are really, really good. Like, you'll have to lose a D-Hop or a Tyler Boyd to bring in a T. Higgins, but if he's not getting them the ball, you know what I mean? Like, he's not getting these guys the ball. Calvin Ridley looked really good in week 2, but D-Hop was a no-show, and so was Tyler Boyd.
Yeah, and then Tyler Boyd looked good week 1.
Yeah, so I don't really know. And the running game's been working so good. Like, they're not going to get a better situation than what they've had the last 2 weeks to win games. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you're handed them on a silver platter like they were the last 2 weeks, and you give them away. Like we saw this past week against the Jets, which we will get into. But when they needed to have it, they couldn't. Like 4th and 16 conversions, 2nd and 18. We had multiple in the fourth quarter that just put us over the edge.
It can't have it.
Yeah, you just can't give that up. And then the Will Levis, again, had an awful mental error when he was getting sacked and just pitched the ball. I don't know if you saw that, but he pitched the ball out to Tony Pollard. It was nowhere near him, picked up by Quincy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he didn't get shoelace tackled by Tony Pollard, that's a fumble for 6.
Yeah.
So I had to bring them down simply because I honestly think they've had the worst quarterback play in football.
Yeah, that's fair.
So that's where I sit with them.
Okay.
So Panthers, we know are bad. They might be the worst team of all time. And that's not
Are they worse than the 08 Lions and the 2017 Browns?
They might be, bro. They've had worse quarterback play than that.
That's
I
true.
think. Like it's been bad.
To think someone would be worse than Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah. I do want to give a shout out though to Malik Neighbors. Was great in week 2.
Yeah.
For the Giants. So
Yep.
And then Denver, they just simply don't have enough. And they've had a tough week 1 and 2 matchup. So all right. Next row, limited potential. Okay. I call them limited potential because these teams don't have unlimited potential because of certain positions. Washington, you got a rookie quarterback who's looked pretty good, but he's going to make mistakes as the year go. Number 4 at this point is limited. I have real concerns with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
He hasn't improved at all as an accurate passer from last year. Because last year he was throwing around 50% the first couple games. This year it's more of the same. He's an athletic freak, but I mean, we just saw Shane Steichen take Gardner Minshew almost to the playoffs. And Gardner Minshew played a really good season last year. And for Anthony Richardson to be making the play, like I was seeing somewhere, it was in the spaces on Twitter. And someone was saying, like, Anthony Richardson has absolutely zero touch, no control over ball speed. Everything's just coming out like a rocket. And he's got a rocket arm, which is great and all, but you got to be able to tam it. You got to be able to put ball placement is a problem for him. And I don't know exactly how you correct that, and it's going to take a long time. Especially with a coach like Shane Steichen, who might be one of the most underrated offensive minds in football right now.
Right.
So that's sort of where I sit with them. I think they're limited because of his accuracy. The Jags, their offense just has not looked as good as I thought it has with Christian Kirk. Brian Thomas has been playing well. Evan Ingram was out this past week. But Trevor Lawrence, he continues not to improve. So I sit him at limited. The Patriots, shout out coming out of the basement.
Shout out.
I think they have a pretty good defense.
Yeah.
They have a pretty good defense and they have a strong running game. It's just you're capped with a quarterback like Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
So
he's a bridge quarterback.
He's a bridge quarterback. He's been doing what he's needed to do. They're 1-1 when they should be like 0-2. So they're looking good. The Raiders might be a tad low, but I think when we see the rest of it shake out, we'll see. Had a great win against Baltimore in Baltimore this last week. It's just it's only been 2 weeks, so we're going to overreact, but I don't feel like they've had a complete game yet. Like this past week, the running game was just not there.
Yeah.
At all. Week 1, they were getting the ball thrown all over the field on them. They could not stop the pass. So it's just until they put a complete game together where everybody's playing like to their level, I'm not moving them any higher. And then the Rams, I love this team. I think Matt Stafford has been great despite being 0-2. But this team's just been decimated with injuries. You see the list this week? Like, Jonah Jackson, their starting guard. Cooper Kupp's on IR, and so is John Johnson.
And Puka Nacua.
Both their right tackles. Two right tackles and a left tackle. Avila, who's their right guard. Like, they've got a lot of talent missing.
Oh, my God.
Like, it's bad, dude. And now they're going to be at home, but it's against San Fran. Like this train's falling apart pretty quick. They're probably going to end up being 0-3 and still have yet to have 3 weeks with their 1 and 2 wide receiver being gone.
Yeah.
So it's not looking good for the Rams, which hurts me because I really thought they were going to be really good this year.
Yeah, I did too. But hey, injuries always derail.
Yeah.
Over anything else. So
I agree.
It's unfortunate. And they're not the only team dealing with injuries, but I think they're the one that's dealing with it the most.
I don't think at least me watching football, I don't think I've ever seen a team get this injured this fast.
Yeah.
This is brutal.
I've seen us in the past get injured a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
But that's usually like a particular position group, like DB in 2018.
Yeah.
Wide receiver in 2019. I mean, we won the Super Bowl in 2017. We lost a lot of key guys, but I don't know. That I feel like that team was an anomaly compared to all the others, but it's usually like a position group that you see go down, but like the whole team,
the whole
team,
they're gutted. They are gutted
right
now. The only hope that they have is Matt Stafford's still been pretty upright. Like, we got to start talking about Matt Stafford as like if he's not in that elite group, he's in the group below it. Like, not a lot of people give him his flowers, but doing what he's been doing the last 2 weeks with how badly they've been banged up on the offensive line is just great. He is so good. And he's used to it because of all his time at Detroit with a shitty offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, obviously they're losing games and they're going to, but he's been doing everything that he can. It's definitely not on his shoulders. So,
yep.
Yeah, shout out Matt Stafford. But, that's limited potential. Next row, we have the QB crossroads. Okay, I call it QB crossroads because all these teams, we have serious questions about their quarterback moving forward. As far as Green Bay and Miami, both their guys are on IR. I don't know if Jordan Love got on IR, but it's looking like
he's not on IR.
It's looking like a 2 to 4 week thing, anyways.
Yeah.
Great win this past week. Great win with Malik Willis. They ran the ball 50 times for like 300 yards. He had 14 pass attempts. He was 12 of 14. Like,
that's hard to do.
Yeah.
In today's NFL, to run that many times and win a football game, that's hard.
Yeah. Matt LaFleur had an absolute coaching masterclass this week.
Yep. Shout out Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, shout out Josh Jacobs. He was toting, bro.
Yeah, he was. You want to talk about toting? He was toting.
Yeah, he was, dude.
35, 40 carries, something like that.
I don't even know why
you don't see that.
Yeah, I don't even know why they snapped it to the QB.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. Play Josh Jacobs into Wildcat and let him just go.
All game.
Yeah. But despite the win, Jordan Love's health moving forward, we still don't have an exact timetable. That I have some concerns there. Mm-hmm. And then Tua's out for 4 weeks. It could be much, much longer. He said he's not retiring and he doesn't want to retire. He's trying to get back onto the field.
Mm-hmm.
And before we move on, what are your thoughts on that? You obviously don't want to make a guy's decision for him, but I mean, obviously we wouldn't be, but I personally think that he should really consider at least hanging it up for this season.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And it's just crazy how long that this issue has gone on. I mean, you think back to really like our first episode was about Tua's concussions.
Yep.
You go all the way back. Yeah. And this has been an issue. Now, and then it comes out on social media, all the medical experts and stuff talking about the damage and, how his body reacts to that impact and things like that. This dude is going to have major CTE.
Yeah, and they're always like that. A lot of people get a lot of concussions. These are like major. Like he's doing like he's tensed up his hands.
The hands.
Like we don't see that from other guys. Even guys that we know consistently had concussions throughout their career in like the like late 2010s and shit like that before the concussion stuff. Like
this doesn't happen.
No, this doesn't happen. And if it does, it happened once. Like every time this guy gets a concussion, it's like he's not there at all.
Dead.
Yeah. And it's like this is like probably his 6th diagnosed one?
5th, I think.
5th diagnosed, but remember last year or 2 years ago, he had the one where he came up gingerly and stayed in the game, and then the next week the same thing happened, and then the week after that he got concussed.
Yep.
So he's probably at like 8 concussions.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I think you have to strongly consider it, definitely for the season. I think he needs to. And the crazy thing is he was taking like, jujitsu classes and learning how to roll and tuck his head and keep himself safe. So you thought like, hey, we're getting somewhere here. He'll be able to keep himself safe. But when you dive head first going for a first down, even though you already have it, that's a dumb decision. And the ironic part about it is he dived his head right into Damar Hamlin's chest.
Yeah. And
it's
what's
like unstoppable force meets immovable object. Who's going to win?
Well, when I look at it, dude, it doesn't even look like that much of a hit. Like
it wasn't.
And which is crazy. Like I know we make fun of all these daytime shows, and I tend to reference them a little bit too much for how much I talk shit on them. But like they were talking about it on First Things First, and you say what you want about Nick Wright, but he had such he had such good points when it came to like Tua. He was talking about how like some people just they're not made for what they do. Like Tua's body is not a football body. Right. You know what I mean? He's small. He's like he just doesn't react well to anything that happens on the field. Like I feel we think about his decision making, and it's like he's not quick enough to make proper decisions on the field. Like there's a lot that actually makes sense out of that, and he's just not meant for it. Like he had on all that weight the last couple of years, which probably helped with the concussions, and then like as he's coming off the best season of his career. So he then goes, all right, I'm going to trim down a little bit so I can get better and move around in the pocket. As soon as he does that, week 2, he gets concussed.
Yeah.
So
something has to give. Yeah. He should strongly consider hanging it up. And it's sad for a guy that young and with that much talent. Yeah. You hate to see that. And an electrifying player too when he's on. But
yeah, like we talk our shit like on players and stuff like that, like throughout the week, but he's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player. And it just sucks to see shit like this. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yep. Life goes on. Snoop Huntley.
Yeah, Snoop Huntley, bro. Pro Bowler.
Alternate.
Pro Bowl. Snoop Huntley, all right? All right. Let's move on to the next tier. Actually, no, we're not moving on yet because I didn't finish off. Yeah. QB Crossroads. Caleb Williams has not been good his first 2 weeks. Obviously, he's probably still considered their franchise quarterback, and it's rookie rust and all that shit. But he's got to play better. Like that, when I texted you the other night and you were like, check score, I texted him, I said, Caleb Williams is absolutely dominating this Texans defense. The first drive, dude, I don't know if you saw it.
He looked good the first drive. It was more
good.
Yeah, he was more, the timing was there. He looked comfortable.
Yeah.
And after that,
he was dicing them up down the field in the first drive. Yeah. After that, it just fell apart. So there's a flash there that we can look to and say if he could consistently do that, he's going to be a great quarterback. But he's got to improve. We all thought that he would be better than this to start off. So
yeah, that was my big thing. Like over the offseason, you were in the camp of let's anoint this guy the next Patrick Mahomes. We got to see it first. Like clearly,
I didn't think that he was going to come in and dominate the league. I just thought he was going to be good enough with what's around him for the Bears to be good. Like I thought he was going to because think about it. They've got 3 wide receivers that could be or have been all pro potential.
Yeah,
they got solid tight end, decent offensive line, a good defense. Like they have enough to be a good team.
Yeah.
And I thought if he came in and was league average, they'd be really, really good. He's just not there yet.
No, he's not. And the offensive line, you said, is good. Okay. They haven't been that great.
No.
And they can't get a running game set either.
No, they can't. It's Khalil Herbert in a dream. DeAndre Swift, bro.
Yeah.
We knew that was going to happen, though. Like I told you, I remember telling you before DeAndre Swift played a snap for the Eagles that he just was not a good running back. He benefited heavily from your line.
Yeah. Well, so did Miles Sanders.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So that was the evidence right there. Like after Miles Sanders fell apart, like I don't think you and I really had much expectations for for Swift in Chicago. I really didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be like, oh, that's a great. I wasn't like, oh, that's a great addition for them.
Well, it was an upgrade of what they had before.
Absolutely. Agreed.
But yeah, it just hasn't worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I sit with the Bears.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. Baltimore, they're 0-2, bro. Baltimore's 0-2. They blow a game in at home against the Raiders. They lose week 1 to the defending champ, so I'm not really holding that too much against them.
Yeah.
But like, if we go back and look at it, Baltimore, Lamar, 21 of 34. That's like 59% completion, 241 passing, a pick, a touchdown, and he just was not running the ball well. I don't think he's been as great as people think he's been. Like, here we are again. It's the same shit. When they're in a close game, you cannot trust Lamar to go win you a football game. You just can't. He's not a good enough passer.
Yeah.
When things are working well and they're playing with a lead, he's a great passer. Not when they need.
Because they can lean on the run game.
Yeah.
But that also kind of falls on the front office because, I mean, you have Zay Flowers. And, I mean, OBJ, say what you want, but they need, like, another wide receiver. He does not have the targets.
Nope.
That, a quarterback like Mahomes. I mean, even Mahomes, but like my guy Jalen, like the targets that he has when AJ's healthy, Devontae Smith. Like, you gotta surround your quarterback with guys. Yeah,
and they just don't have it. Like I think if Mark Andrews gets back to like 100% after like the car, like because he had a car accident or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah.
If he gets back to if they can figure out how to get him and Isaiah Likely on the field working together, I think they could be really, really good.
Right.
In the passing game,
for the lack of wide receivers, but
it really could. Like, I could see that being kind of like I hate, we don't like to say these types of people, like, but when Aaron Hernandez and Gronk were together,
right?
Like, they played really well off each other before Gronk like exploded, and Aaron Hernandez went to prison. Like, there was a time there where they were really good playing off each other. We could see something like that in Baltimore. They just got to get them both consistently playing well.
Yep.
So
can Mark Andrews do it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. My personal opinion, I think he's kind of chalked at this point.
He might be. Yeah. We'll see. Time will tell.
Long season to go.
Yep. The Bengals, week 1, Joe Burrow was absolute garbage. Last week, he was great, and they're still 0-2, so I don't know how to feel 100% about them yet. Jamar Chase is getting very, very uncomfortable on the field. I told you that this was going to happen. The Jamar Chase shit was going to come up again. T. Higgins still has not played for them.
Yep.
So we'll see how they look moving forward. The Cardinals have actually looked pretty good to me. It's very weird. In week 1, they look really bad. Marvin Harrison Jr. has 1 catch.
Well, they looked good in the first half and then blew it in the second half against Buffalo. But last week, oh my God.
Yeah.
They destroyed the Rams, which I should have stuck to my guns with our spread picks because I saw that coming. Yep. Maybe not to that extent, but I was like, Arizona could totally pull it out.
Yeah.
But my ass.
Yeah,
but they've looked really good. They're a hard, gritty team.
Yep.
And that's what you're gonna get with the Jonathan Gannon led Cardinals team.
Yeah, the team looks good. I just have them in QB crossroads and this low on the board because we don't know. We have yet to see Kyler Murray. Like, if he played like this an entire season, he's a certified MVP candidate. But he always falls off week 8 through 12.
Yep.
So
double XP, bro.
Yeah, and I hate to say that, but we all know. I mean, he's 5'9", he's a small guy. His body breaks down.
Yep.
Like, and I hate that happens for him because he could easily win an MVP. I genuinely he had the best game of his life last week. 250 some yards passing, a perfect passer rating. He ran for 60 yards. Like, he was so good.
Yeah, he was.
But again, I had trepidations moving later into the season. So that's QB crossroads.
Yep.
Next row, offseason champs minus the Vikings. I mean, minus the Steelers because they didn't really add a whole lot. But Eagles, they had a bunch of additions, and what do they have to show for it? Jahan Dotson ran 25 routes in week 2. 1 catch for 6 yards. They added Devin White, who's been a healthy scratch. Like,
Why, bro?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know what's going on with this team. Jalen Hurts continues to turn the ball over. That was an awful turnover.
That one, that was a bad one, but
awful.
I wouldn't say he continues to play bad because I think overall he played a good game.
He did until he didn't. That's the thing, though. Like
until because
like they only needed like 25 yards to be in comfortable Jake Elliott range,
bro. And he had Covey underneath, bro.
And they had 20. I think it was 20 some seconds with a timeout.
Yes,
only needing 25 yards, and he forces that ball.
Yeah. Stupid.
Jalen Hurts can't turn off the hero ball.
He has to.
Yeah, he has to turn it off.
He has to do it. And without AJ Brown, like,
but no, he doesn't though, because all they need is a chunk play. They only you can't tell me they can run like 4 plays in that amount of time with the timeout to get 25 yards.
They got to design things to the sideline and use the sideline. That's all. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
And even Saquon Barkley, one time all game that he just, sat down in the middle of the field. Jalen went through his progressions, whatever, dumped it off the Saquon. Wide open. 11-yard gain, move the sticks. Where is that? Where's Dallas Goedert?
Yep.
I was screaming it from the high heavens, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Goedert needs to feast. No A.J. Brown, he can do it.
Bro, this is like 3 years in a row that he has been underutilized.
We only use him for blocking, bro. He's proven that he can be a good receiving tight end. I'm telling you right now, bro, we're going to let this man walk, and he's going to be an all-pro somewhere else because they actually use him.
It's either that or he's fallen off and they're hiding it.
I don't think so.
It's been a long stretch since we've been like, holy shit, Dallas Goedert's that motherfucker.
I don't think so because it even goes back to last year. Like, he's had good. I mean, you look at the Rams game last year. He had a really good game. The Dolphins game, all up until he broke his forearm, which it always seems to be his arms that break because the stiff arm.
Yeah,
always gets caught. But it's just criminal. And it's like, what does Kellen Moore like to do? Get the tight ends involved. Yeah. Calcaterra got run. Cool. Dallas Goedert is a top 10 tight end in the league. Arguably top 5. But
I can't give him that if he's not going.
I can't either because they're not using him. He has the talent to be that.
He does. I agree. He has the talent. I'm not putting him in my top 10 because he has not shown me that he is at all.
Because they're not giving him an opportunity to show it, bro.
I know it's not all on him, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, I can't go off of 3 years ago of him being a top 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, my whole thing is this, bro. We brought in Jahan Dotson to be that second wide receiver.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert is here to be the security blanket for Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley too. But Dallas Goedert is the OG security blanket, right?
Yep.
If Britton Covey is the second leader in targets, and I love Britton Covey, he's the fan favorite, shout out. Good returner. If he's second on the team behind Smitty in targets over Goddard and Dotson combined, we have an issue. We have an issue.
I agree.
Why do we bring Jahan Dotson if we're just going to force feed Covey? I mean, he looked good. He made the catches. He didn't. I don't think he had a drop.
Probably
he did good. But like, bro,
at some point you got to get the ball to your playmaker.
Cole Beasley out routes, like nothing crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Where's the creativity?
Yep. And we'll spend more time on this team when we talk about the actual game and we'll look forward to next week. But it's just the malpractice of this coaching staff. We have the talent. We have one of the most talented rosters in the league. We're fumbling it with the coaches because they don't know how to fucking use them. Kellen Moore he's like tied in a straitjacket to Nick Sirianni's offense. Vic Fangio wants to sit in 2 safety all game and not adjust when we cannot stop the run in 4-man front. No, what are we doing? And CJ can be a hybrid in the box guy if you need him to. Like, that's the thing. So, but anyways, I'm not going to spend much time on them until later.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But my God, bro.
Yep. Missed opportunities, off-season champs. They've not looked as impressive to me. Week 1, I was not impressed. I gave them a pass because it's Brazil, and then what happens? They lose at home to Cocaine Kirk. Next.
No. Listen. We'll get into it. We'll get into it.
They lose at home to Cocaine Kirk.
But he did not win that game.
Yeah, he did.
Gave him no. He did not go in and win that game.
Right,
we let him have that game, bro.
We'll talk about it.
We will.
Talk about it. New York Jets. Week 1, not very impressive, but they were playing the defending Super Bowl runner-ups in their house to open the season. You don't want to get Kyle Shanahan in week 1. The reason I brought him down this low is because we both thought I think Aaron Rodgers would be a little bit better. Now, I think he will as the season goes on, but he's been underwhelming thus far. The reason I have this team where they're at and not lower is, again, we're off-season champs, but we're not quite utilizing those guys yet. Hassan Reddick is still not in the building. Mike Williams is still on a pitch count, and those were our 2 biggest gets other than Tyron Smith. But I will say, I think we've found something with our offense in this last game.
Yeah.
Running the combo running backs, getting Braylon Allen more involved, and just the quick 1-2 step throws all game, we'll be able to dice teams up doing that. Mm-hmm. Especially as Rodgers gets more comfortable in the pocket. But off-season champs, because Hassan Reddick's still not there, and I need more.
Can I have him back? I need him back, bro.
No, you got Bryce Huff. You're welcome.
No, I don't want him anymore. Can I have my guy back?
No, you can't. But yeah, we brought in Hassan Reddick. He's not here. Mike Williams is still on a pitch count. So off-season champs, the Vikings thought they had it all when they drafted J.J. McCarthy, and we thought he actually looked pretty solid preseason. Gets hurt. And I'm treading lightly with this team right now. Could they be higher on this list for their play? Absolutely. I need to see Sam Darnold for like 5 weeks. If he's really, really good for 5 weeks, it's kind of like this. His run so far this year reminds me of Geno's first year in Seattle when he got the start.
Yeah. He's had run like this in the past where he's looked good the first month of the season, and then he has one bad loss, and that's where it's chalked. But
my thing
he's got targets. It's not like Carolina. It's not like the Jets.
No,
he's got targets to throw to.
Yeah,
so he's gonna look better.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, and like. When you look back at those stretches in the past, you expected a fall off because it was the Jets and because it was the Panthers.
Yeah. I
don't necessarily see them dropping off quite yet. He's doing this without TJ Hawkinson.
Yeah.
So, like, they still got guys that have come back. Jordan Addison didn't play this past week. Yeah. Like, and they beat San Fran. So, like
beat them.
Yeah, beat them. The score did not tell the whole story. They beat them comfortably.
Yeah.
So, I would put them higher on this list. I'm just not quite sold yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. The Falcons offseason champs, hey, they're 1-1. Week 1, Kirk didn't look that good. I think in week 2, Kirk moved a little bit better. It's probably a confidence thing. He's never moved that much to begin with.
Yeah.
But I think he looked a little bit better, a little more comfortable this past week. Went on a game-winning drive to beat the Eagles on the road. It was good. The Falcons, they're starting to do what we thought they were going to do. Utilize Bijan, utilize Drake London, utilize Kyle Pitts. The defense is solid, so I like this team. I'm just not, again, I need to see Kirk longer. I need to see Drake London and these guys work together longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pittsburgh, they would be higher on this list too. This is another 2-0 team. When you've only scored one offensive touchdown in the first 2 weeks, I don't believe in you.
Yeah.
Like, their defense is great, but I'm pretty sure they've played 2 bad football teams. Yeah, so
they played the Falcons week 1 and then Denver.
Yeah, and the Falcons were bad in week 1 and Denver's bad. So I'm not quite sold on them yet. Justin Fields hasn't given the game away. That's where I sit with him. He just hasn't given it away yet.
And that's fine.
Yeah, and I think that's coming because they played 2. The Falcons, to me, are not a bad team. They just had a bad week in week 1.
Yeah.
And Denver's just bad. So we'll see how it goes. I love the defense. The defense has been playing great, but when that's going to catch up to you, if you're averaging half a offensive touchdown per game, I don't have a lot of faith in you. So that's the offseason champs.
Cool.
And they're on offseason champs list because they added 2 quarterbacks this offseason. So,
yeah.
All right. Moving on. Elite or not elite. This isn't so much the quarterback. It's more so the team. San Fran, again, we talked about it with the Vikings game. They blew the game. They dominated week 1 at home. Everything was humming. But now Debo's out for a few weeks. Christian McCaffrey's on IR. We're really going to see over these next 2 or 3 weeks if Brock Purdy can do it without his guys. Because now he's got a legit average offense.
Yeah.
And I'm actually very excited to see it, and I hope that he succeeds because I really am tired of the Brock Purdy discourse. So I'd like to see him perform well with this team. But again, you're losing 2 top offensive talents. I don't know. Jordan Mason, I don't think he's going to continue what he's doing. He's leading the league in rushing right now.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sold on this team. They lost to Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
So we'll see moving forward. I can't drop them any lower, though, because, again, they do have a loaded roster, and they will have guys coming back pretty soon. The Chargers have looked good. They've beaten 2 bad teams. I'm still not sold on our offensive weapons. Like, a lot of people are singing Quentin Johnston's praises, and it's kind of like, oh, wow, it's been a season and a half, and he's finally had a good game.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell me he's not a bust anymore. Like,
right.
He's had a good game. So, I'm sure Roddy White has had a good game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Travis Fulgham had a good game.
Yeah, Travis Fulgham was a dog for a game.
He had a Terrell Owens type run for a month.
Yeah.
No, anybody could do it, bro.
The 2010 Phillies Dominic Brown. Do you know about that? What you know about that?
Bubble TJ Warren.
Yeah. Yeah. Genuinely, what do you know about 2011 Dominic Brown in like September? Bro had like 16 home runs and like 35 RBIs and batted like 600 for a month.
Yeah.
Bro, you know where he is now? AA.
I was gonna say selling insurance.
he's AA right now. But like that's Quentin Johnston for me. I'm not trusting this wide receiver room. Josh Palmer, at least to you and me, we thought he was gonna have a pretty good year because he's been pretty good in spots in his career. He's been a no-show. Ladd McConkey's been okay. He's a rookie.
Yep.
Their running game has been awesome.
Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins has been great. Gus Edwards as a backup has been really, really good. They've been great. And the defense has shown me something. And when you really break this team down, what really is a great team? Great head coach, great quarterback, 2 great offensive tackles, and 2 great edge rushers makes a pretty good team. And that's what the Chargers have. Mm-hmm. Joe Alt, dude, I was right.
Yeah.
I was right. I told you he was a certified Hall of Famer when he stepped on the field. He was going to have a Joe Thomas-like career. And what is he doing? Not letting shit happen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure matched up against 2 great edge rushers. Let me look at Max Crosby was a no-show in week 1.
Yep. And
that was all Joe Alt. He's incredible. Their edge threats are awesome. Like, this team's pretty good. Again, I need to see them against a good defense and how Justin Herbert and because that run game will get slowed down. Is Justin Herbert going to be able to carve apart a defense with this offensive weaponry? We'll see. Dallas, they had a great fucking week 1 on the road, and then they lose at home to the lesser team. Question marks. A lot of them, they don't have a lot of depth in the wide receiver room. Running back's a problem, but again, we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
We will see.
And then Detroit, I've been a little bit disappointed. Week 1 wasn't that great for them. And then on top of it, to lose at home to Baker Mayfield, it's just not great, dude. It just really isn't. Jared Goff's got 4 turnovers through 2 weeks. They can't get both their backs going at the same time at all. Like, it's either the Jahmyr Gibbs show, the David Montgomery show, and last year they were both great together. Aiden Hutchinson, bro, I picked him to win Defensive Player of the Year, and he's got 5.5 sacks. He had 4.5 this last week.
Crazy.
So I'm unsure about how this team's going to put it all together because they've made some moves. Terry and Arnold, They brought in some guys. It's early in the season, so I'm not really going to punish them too much.
Right.
And again, they're 1-1. They're not 0-2. So
yeah.
Next row, the underappreciated quarterbacks. Two of them being for me, and then one of them being for the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Gino hasn't been great, but the team overall has played really well. They're so well coached, dude. Was it Mike McDonald from the Ravens, their defensive coordinator? He really has made a difference on this team. They won in overtime this last week against the Patriots, who we know has had a good defense. JSN looked awesome in week 2.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Seahawks are here. They're 2-0. The Bucs, dude, Baker Mayfield has been the best quarterback this year.
Yeah.
He's been the best performing quarterback. I mean, maybe Derek Carr, but as far as like you need to have it type of quarterback play, Baker Mayfield has been the best quarterback this season. And it is so weird to say.
Yeah.
It is so weird to say. But he's been awesome. Mike Evans is the most underrated quarterback of all time. I mean, underrated wide receiver of all time. Chris Godwin played really well. The running game's been working. This defense is humming. I like the Bucs. And then the Bills. Hey, listen, I hated on the Bills. I still hate on the Bills, and I will continue to. But I am very impressed with how Josh Allen has played with this offensive core. Dalton Kincaid was a no-show in week 1, and he looked great. James Cook has been awesome. And the defense isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I should have really thought about it more with Sean McDermott being their head coach.
Right.
They've always had a good defense under him since he's gotten there, regarding whatever talent they've had. I'm still not sold on them because Josh Allen hero ball can go either direction.
Yeah.
And
he was out in with the public quote and said, like, you know, it's like the angel and the devil on the shoulder telling him, don't throw the turnover.
Yeah.
Fucking throw the turnover. So, I mean, when you have a guy that's, you know, relying on decision making kind of like that, it's kind of scary. So
yes, I agree. And like what's good to see is that in week 2, he was 13-19 for 139 yards and a touchdown, no turnovers. Like, he played it safe and did what he had to do to win the game, which is great. But he's with this offensive core, he's going to need to play hero ball more often than not. And that's always 50-50 for me. So I can't quite put them any higher just because I know that that's coming. And they haven't played the greatest of teams. I mean, Tua went out in this game. And the game got blown open after that. And then week 1, they didn't really play anyone too fantabulous, I don't think, did they? No, the Cardinals. So
yeah.
We'll see how it goes moving forward, but he's been very impressive with what he's had. What am I watching? So 2 different sides to this. So I brought the Chiefs down 1 because Patrick Mahomes has been bad this season. He has been bad. And he's had stretches in his career where his mechanics get funky and he's turnover prone, and then he gets reeled back in and then he locks back in. So you don't have any worries about the Chiefs. I don't have any worries about the Chiefs. But through 2 weeks, he's played bad.
I have a little bit of worry, only because they're without Isaiah Pacheco for foreseeable future.
Yep.
Hollywood Brown's pretty much out for the year, and you know Pat Mahomes is trying to play hero ball. But like you said, he has stretches where he tries to be funky, and then he locks back in.
Yep.
So we'll see. But I mean, I think the Isaiah Pacheco thing is definitely something to keep your eye on for.
I think so too. But I will also say, since he's been there, they really have not had issues at running back. Like, we've never really looked at them and said they can't get a run game going. Like Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. They've had seasons where Jerick McKinnon is their number 1, and it's worked. Samaje Perine has been good for them. Carson Steele's there as a rookie, who's a young runner, and they just signed Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
So, like, they could still have a solid run game, even if it's not all coming from Isaiah Pacheco. And if they're 2-0 against the fucking Ravens and the fucking Bengals through 2 weeks playing that bad, I have no worries. Because it's only up from here for them.
Yep.
So, but I did move them down because he has been that bad. And then the Saints, dude. I've been excited to talk about this team. We said after week 1, wow, what a fluky win. And then after week 2, it's like, wow, what a fluky win.
Yeah.
Derek Carr has been awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's throwing screens and they're taking him to the house. He's throwing the deep ball.
Yeah.
Accurate as hell, right in the breadbasket.
Shout out to Clint Kubiak, bro.
Dude.
He's turning shit to gold.
Yeah. He is.
I mean, Alvin Kamara, what? Like 8 touchdowns in the first 2 weeks?
Pretty much. There is absolutely no difference in this offensive core at all from last year, and it's completely different.
Except for the offensive line. It's like 3 new guys and the offensive coordinator. Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, that's about it. Other than that, like, skill guys are the same, running backs the same, quarterbacks the same.
Yeah.
Team's pretty much the same, but how? How is this happening, bro?
I have no idea. And they're absolutely up for a test this week. They're at home against the Eagles. The Eagles have a good roster. We have our questions about them, but if they do what they did the last 2 weeks to the Eagles, dude, are you sold on them?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're sold on the Saints after that?
I think so.
Are you now or no?
I mean, my expectations for this week are pretty low, considering what we led up to the Falcons in terms of run game. But the way that the Saints run the ball and then set up those play action nukes, for Derek Carr to hit Olave, Rashid Shaheed, bro, he has Rashid Shaheed looking like prime Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah,
like out of nowhere.
Like, you're not going to average 3 50-yard plays per game for the rest of the year. But, like, you can't tell me he's not going to be as accurate because the completion percentage isn't that great. Like, it's 64. He threw a pick this week. Like, it's not like everything's been perfect for them. And they're still humming.
Huge leads and just they play their game. And that's what good teams do. So, well, I mean, we'll see if they can keep it going. But, yeah, I mean, I would venture to say that we were a year too early on the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I don't know. Maybe we'll see that with the Falcons next year.
Maybe. The Falcons still have time. Like, after the Saints beat the Panthers 47-10, it's like, okay, that was kind of like, but they beat Dallas in Dallas, and you can talk all the shit you want on Dallas. Dallas is so hard to beat in Dallas.
Yeah. They're undefeated last year at home, and for the Saints to go in there and just beat the shit out of them, pretty much the same, not same score, but they almost put 50 on Dallas.
Yeah. After Dallas is coming off a high momentum game too. Like, so there's a lot to be said about how good the Saints have been. If you're basing this straight off of stats and record, they should be number 1. I'm not doing that yet. I'm not doing that. I need to see it for another couple of weeks. But I will say, like, if they, it's probably not going to be 44-19 against the Eagles. But if they
never know.
No, but I'm saying, if it's 35-20-24, like, that's still a dominant win. And dominant, points are scored. Like, there's a lot that I can see falling apart for this team. But, dude, Clint Kubiak is, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, dude. He might be the first ever coordinator to get a job before the season's over.
Yeah.
So, shout out Kubiak. He's got these boys humming. And, like, you and I have had difference of opinions with Derek Carr, but, like I said last year before the season, I said Derek Carr had the worst defense from his rookie year. They've been ranked 32 his entire career in with the Raiders. He's never had a consistent offensive weaponry. Now he's got like a comfortable situation. We might actually see the best Derek Carr we've ever seen. And Derek Carr's taken the Raiders to the playoffs before. So we'll see. I mean, is he a top 10 guy? Maybe not. But who's to say he can't be a better Kirk Cousins or a better Dak?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Brock Purdy.
We'll see. So that's what I think. That's the what am I watching tier. And then finally, the pick your poison tier. Texans are number 1 in the league right now. They just get it done in all phases. The defense is playing phenomenal. Kicking is incredible. And then the offense, dude, like one week, one drive, it's I'm going to get Nico Collins the ball every time down the field.
Yep.
It's Stephon Diggs in the red zone. It's Joe Mixon getting 150 yards in week 1. Yep. They can get it done however they want. And they just constantly look comfortable. Like they didn't put up the greatest fight against Chicago, but I mean, they
took care of business.
Yeah, I mean, 23 of 36, 260 yards and a touchdown for C.J. Stroud. They didn't run the ball particularly well, but Nico Collins was great. Diggs was solid. Dalton Schultz finally getting involved. Tank Dell was a no-show, but like it's hard to get all 3 of your receivers humming in one game.
Right. You're
going to have times where someone doesn't quite show up, but they got 7 sacks. They're getting after the quarterback. They're getting turnovers. This is the best team in football through 2 weeks.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
Okay. So that's step by step. So I have the before the season slide right next to it so we can look back and forth. Some teams have moved quite a bit.
Yeah, like the Saints went from the first step to almost the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then had
the Bucks have rised quite a bit.
Bucks rised. I mean, obviously the Jets fell, Eagles fell.
Mm-hmm. The Ravens fell.
Ravens, Packers, Lions.
Yep. So looking at this step by step, do any of these stick out as egregious to you, or anything that you feel like absolutely needs to be changed?
I don't know. I think I don't really think I have too many problems with it.
No?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's fine for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody that you would move a tier, like that you think, maybe that's too high, maybe that's a little too low?
Dallas, maybe.
Too high?
Yeah, probably.
I can't. They had a great week where they looked unstoppable, and then a week where they looked super vulnerable. To me, that's you stay where you are. Like, you know what I mean? That was my whole thought process in it. Plus, like, they haven't looked worse than the Niners. You know what I mean? And we consider them pretty much on the same playing field. San Francisco had a dominant week 1, got their shit kicked in week 2. Same thing as Dallas. So,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No,
I will say, like, looking back at it, I had, and I changed it because I didn't think you would like it. I had the Vikings at 2-0, where the Bengals are at 0-2. I had the Bengals a row higher because I think they looked really, really good last week and just lost to the Super Bowl champions.
Mm-hmm.
But at 0-2, I had to bring them down more.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, that's step by step. I'm glad I think I put a pretty good list together.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yep. I think the Commanders could come up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't know who
maybe
I'd bring
even the
down.
Raiders, because they've played pretty decent.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think there's been teams above them that, like, if we knew Tua wasn't playing the rest of the year, or we knew Jordan Love was out for more than 4 weeks, I'd probably move one of those teams down and replace it. But we know they're coming back. Like, I mean, they won with Malik Willis already. Who's to say they can't do it again?
Right.
So that's sort of where I sit. I'll probably do this maybe every week, depending on timing. If not, maybe every 2 weeks. But yeah, that's step by step, bro.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, bro. So we should get into our spread picks because we need to discuss a few things.
Yeah.
Yep. It's tough sledding for you week 1 there, but week 2 there, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, you're not that much better than me, but man, to talk about an adjustment period for us. What they say, regress back to the mean.
Yeah.
I'd say we have probably regressed back to the mean.
Yep. I would say so. I've regained the tie when it comes to our locks of the week. I went 2-1, despite only getting 6 and 10. I did go 2-1 in my locks. which brings me to 2-4 for the year. And then you went 1-2 again, which puts you at 2-4. So we're both tied for locks of the week. A lot of surprises this week, dude.
Yeah, this was the week of the upsets.
Absolutely. The Bucks winning on the road in Detroit. Not Oakland. Vegas winning on the road in Baltimore.
Cleveland on the road.
Atlanta on the road.
Saints on the road.
Yep.
I mean, Packers at home, but
Yeah.
Bears, Bengals covering.
Minnesota being at home, but like there was a lot of upsets. Saints, Pats, there's been a lot of upsets, but this was a good week of football. Are there any games that you particularly want to talk about that you've seen some shit and you're like, I want to talk about that? Other than the Eagles game.
Obviously the Eagles.
Yeah.
But no, I mean really just no, really just I'm just here to talk about the birds.
I got you.
I mean, it was just crazy to see how unpredictable and as much parity that's in the league.
Yeah.
For this many teams to get upset.
Mm-hmm.
It really drives home the point of any given Sunday.
Yeah.
But a lot of teams we thought looked a lot better. They looked a lot better than we thought they would. Some teams just underperforming, but
yeah, I think we've pretty much touched on everything that we've needed to. I want to talk about the Jets real quick.
Yeah.
We get it done on the road. We both took the Jets. That was one of our hits for this week at -3.5. They won by a ton. This game was looking hairy to start off. I believe it was 3-13 to start the game. I mean, at halftime, it was 3-13. Then we ended up scoring 21 in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think our team has figured something out.
Yeah.
We still have some improvements to do. We lost Jermaine Johnson for the year with a torn Achilles. He's gone. He is our premier pass rusher. What I think's, I hate to say a bright side, but there is a bright side to it where I think we're going to be forced to get Hassan Reddick in the building, whether we pay him right now or not.
Yep.
I'm nervous to give him whatever he wants because he's a 30-year-old edge rusher. But at the same time, it could work out for our benefit, at least for this season. Because again, it's about this season and next. It's not about 3 years or 4 years from now. So, if we can get him in the building, because this puts us in a position to actually have to negotiate with him now, I'm okay with it. But dude, that second half, the way we were moving the ball was incredible. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen going back and forth on the offense was great. Running the ball. Our offensive line, dude, they were graded the highest they've been graded, or they've had their best pass protection week since week 3 of 2010.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were rated that high this week. The offensive line has been phenomenal. The running game has been great. Alan Lazard, dude, has been a solid 2-3 for us so far. He didn't obviously have the game he had in week 1 this past week, but he's been solid. No timely drops. But the method to win is run the ball and quick get the ball out of your hands shots from Aaron Rodgers. There's multiple times in this game where we just snap the ball, 2-step drop, throw. I can think of a third and 12 to Garrett Wilson on the right sideline. Just rainbowed it right into the pocket, right here. Sideline, toe drag swag. It was beautiful. And then a 50-50 ball to Mike Williams on 3rd and 18 for a first down. That is exactly why we signed him. He's going to be getting more and more snaps as the year goes. I'd expect him to be on maybe a 75% count this week. Maybe a little bit less because it's a short week. But he looked great in the snaps that we had him, dude. And our defense stopped the run better. They looked a lot better. I don't think our defense has reached its potential, one, because we were also missing Michael Carter and DJ Reed this past week. So our number 2 and 3 corners were out. but I'm very impressed with what I saw this week. CJ Mosley might have turf toe, which is a problem, but he will be back at some point. I'm very impressed with how the team. Yeah, I'm very impressed with how the team looked. It was against Will Levis, and he pretty much handed us an opportunity in the second half. But I'm going to take the wins where they were, and there was a definite improvement from week 1, no doubt. Yep. So that's just all I really wanted to say. I'm super excited.
Yeah, that's good, bro.
Mm-hmm. When is the last time? Have we ever had a time where like I've been happy coming on the show and like looking towards the future, and you've been like, "Oh fuck."
Maybe last year when we
maybe you
were just like, I cannot wait for Aaron Rodgers to come back next year.
Yeah, and you're like, bro, we need a linebacker.
Yeah. Ah, man, this one hurts a lot because we had the game won.
Yep.
At the end of the game, and I don't hate the call at the end of the game there, 3rd and 3 to pass it. I really don't.
The decision.
It just poor execution. Saquon should have caught it.
Yep.
But what really grinds my gears is the fact that we went for it on 4th down or the second drive of the game, didn't get it when we should have took the field goal. Rather, in that situation, we could have afforded to go for it and try to end the game. But I just think it was just pure coaching incompetence because, I mean, Jalen Hurts didn't play that bad.
No.
Saquon Barkley had a good game. Other than the drop, he was phenomenal. I mean, you look at the first drive, he was striking fear into the Falcons defense. Like he had them boys shook, and we just went away from it. I mean, they adjusted like the next drive, but we just were like, yeah, okay, forget it. I understand wanting to keep him, not having 30 plus touches, but bro, if it's working, it's working. Yeah. Like we said earlier, I don't know why, we brought Jahan Dotson in, Dallas Goedert is here. I don't know why, Britton Covey's getting more targets than both of those guys combined. Something's backwards in the coaching staff, and I think it's going to lead to our demise. It really is.
Yep.
Because we have all this talent, coaches don't know how to fucking use it.
No.
Obviously, I think the game plans look completely different from week 1 to week 2. I think week 1 was very Kellen Moore heavy. You saw a lot of motion, and particularly in the first half, you saw some elements. But the second half, we were just back to that static, no motion, Nick Sirianni type offense, and it was frustrating. The only thing that was good about it was Jalen Hurts still showed you he can run the ball, he can tote, and he was letting you know too, like, I'm still him.
Yep.
So it's good to see him show emotion. Defensively, bro, what is Vic Fangio smoking, bro?
I texted you this the day after the game, and if you're not listening to me after everything I said last year and everything I've said so far this year, if you ain't listening to me now, you crazy. But you don't have a single difference maker on your defense.
We had him last year.
Yep.
And we let him go to you.
Yep. You had Hassan Reddick. You had guys like Fletcher Cox up the middle.
Yeah.
It's
unfortunate that like guys like Fletch retired, but we got
Darius Slay's not that guy anymore. I'm sorry, he's just not. CJ is a good safety. He's not a difference maker. Your front seven is piss poor. It's
no pass rush.
Nothing.
I'm concerned. I'm genuinely concerned. No run defense.
Yeah.
No pass rush whatsoever.
I'm wondering if they need to rotate the edges more. Like Bryce Huff, despite him being your probably most talented pass rusher, I feel like they need to give him less snaps so he's more.
He hasn't been out there. That's the thing. We've been rotating and still nothing. No push inside.
There is
Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis aren't getting push. No. The edge guys, we have a bunch of speed rushers that are getting handled by tight ends, bro.
Yeah.
Bryce Huff is getting put on his ass by Kyle Pitts, bro.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts is a glorified wide receiver, and Bryce Huff can't break contain on him.
Maybe it was the benefit of having a top 3 D tackle in the league last year where he was eating up double and triple teams in Quinnen Williams. Maybe that benefited Bryce Huff. Because you guys just don't have a guy that requires a double team. You just don't.
We don't.
Other than maybe Jordan Davis in the run, but that's it. You're not worried about Bryce Huff in the run. So you don't I don't see this defense getting better.
I don't either. That's an issue you can't fix.
No.
You can't.
No.
And I don't think the scheme fits it either. The personnel.
Mm-mm.
It did not fit whatsoever.
Now, if a player...
I thought last week against the Packers, the game plan to be aggressive and play more press man and have a single high safety, I thought that was a better game plan.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously still had issues. Say what you want about the field, but still, we didn't get any push. But I felt like as a unit, we played better because we have guys on this team that play better when they can be aggressive rather than us playing off coverage for the drive of the game. We rolled out the red carpet for Kirk Cousins on a bum leg. Took his walker out the trunk, folded it open for him, and walked him to the end zone with no timeouts, bro.
Yeah. It was surgical, dude. Just right down the field.
It was bullshit.
Yeah.
No adjustment whatsoever. Vic was set in his ways to, we're just going to sit in 2 high safety and play zone the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you have to change what you're doing because it's not working. It's not working.
I want to ask because last year we saw that halfway through the year, the Dolphins defensive players started to lose faith in Vic Fangio. Do you see that happening in Philly where it starts to really, really fall apart like it did last year on defense?
I don't know.
I will say a bright spot has been Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not every rookie quarterback is going to go to the Pro Bowl and be a first-team All-Pro like Sauce was. It's just not that often that happens. So you can't expect him to be like a difference maker on your defense as a rookie right now. But he has been a bright spot. I will say that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's chalked, bro. This week, if we can't stop the Falcons' run game, and they looked like one of the top offensive
Alvin
lines.
Kamara is going to murder you guys.
Listen, that we made the Atlanta Falcons look like a top 5 offensive line in the league. We saw what happened to them when they played the Steelers last week. They were non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
So what the hell do you think is going to happen when we go to New Orleans and play Alvin Kamara and the hottest offense in the NFL?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, dude.
We can't stop the run. We can't.
Mm-hmm.
There's no run defense whatsoever. Zero. No guys getting pushed. No guys getting home. Yeah. Nothing.
And it's not even like, to me, it's like, it's not even that you have talent playing bad. You just have no talent. You just don't. At this point, at least in the run, like you have guys that can rush the passer that aren't, but you don't have talent that can stop the run at all. So I can't expect it to improve unless they bring CJ down in the pocket. But then you got Reed covering the entire back end all game. You can't have that.
Yep. Or bring Reed back there and have CJ playing back. I mean,
or you're gonna run like Cooper DeJean out there.
I mean, the good thing about the secondary is that we have so many bodies that we can like mix things up and come up with different packages.
But if none of those bodies are going to play well, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Like if the D line's not getting home, like there's only, it doesn't matter how long you hold up.
No.
Eventually someone's going to get open.
Yep.
So I don't know. Something's got to change. I think schematically we got to bring, I don't even know if bringing some guy in is going to change. Like if we traded for Hassan Reddick back, I don't think that fixes all of these issues.
No, because he's not a great run defender.
No.
He's solid.
I mean, he's good.
Yeah, he's solid. He
might be better than what we have right now, but
as an edge, how much is that really going to impact the run defense as a whole? Yeah. It won't. So
I don't know. These young guys are not ready to take the helm, and it's just ironic because Jordan, you heard the Jordan Davis quote in the offseason. Yeah, these old guys aren't coming to save us. Like, it's on us.
Yep.
All right. They're not coming to save you, bro. Figure it out.
Bro, he's singing. When I picture that, I see Waterboy. It's Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham up in the hospital room, and the rest of the Eagles team is outside. Like, come out to play. Yeah, bro. But I feel bad for you because I know how good this roster looked.
I've seen him do it. I've seen him. I've seen Jalen be a top quarterback. I've seen this offense be top of the league. I know that, like, I've seen guys on the defense have good flashes. They just can't put it together, bro.
It is
no
true
sense.
though. It's absolutely true when, like, that statement you made, like, it is an astonishment how much Jason Kelce, Fletcher Cox, and Brandon Graham were doing for this team.
But I think it's more Fletcher Cox than anything. Because
your offensive line hasn't been as bad.
Because the offensive line has still been great. Cam Jurgens has played great.
Yeah, after week one,
was the miscommunication. I mean, there was some BS illegal man downfield calls, but that's just a league wide thing.
Yeah, that's not really on him.
It's horseshit.
Yeah, I agree. Cam Jurgens has played a lot better. You and I both kind of said that after week one, like, they figured that shit out. Plus, it being a weird environment. Yeah, so,
but I mean, what Fletcher Cox meant to this team.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this too, and this is one thing you're gonna disagree with me on. Jalen Hurts has to play a perfect game for them to win moving forward, and I don't think he can because he's not that guy without Shane Steichen.
We'll see.
Like, he's still a top 15 quarterback, but he's not MVP level caliber player like he was with Shane Steichen. I just don't think he is. And, like, the more we see, I mean, last week is a bad example, obviously, because Anthony Richardson played bad, but you see Shane Steichen take Gardner fucking Minshew almost to the dance, and they just don't, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You see that happen.
It makes no sense, bro. It makes absolutely no sense.
Because, like, Jalen should not be forcing that ball.
No. And he took ownership for it in his presser, which is cool. But, bro, come on. Don't make that. Don't say, yeah, bro, that was on me. Like, I shouldn't be forcing the ball. And then force the ball next week.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
You know to just take what the defense gives you. You don't have to be him at all times. Just because we don't have A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
We have Saquon Barkley. We have Devontae Smith.
You have Dallas
Goedert. We brought Dotson here for a reason. Like, bro.
Yeah. There was more opportunities to be had other than just forcing the ball down the field like that in double coverage. So we'll see how it goes.
Surprised.
Like, to me, like, I saw a lot of people saying, like, well, A.J. Brown wasn't there. A.J. Brown doesn't fix that. It doesn't fix that.
It doesn't entirely fix it, but it fixes it a little bit.
I mean, not him forcing the ball in the double coverage when you have 20
it
seconds in a timeout.
But, like, I mean, A.J. Brown opens up the offense even more than
he does. He does. And I get it. Like, if he's there, maybe there isn't double coverage in that position, but, like, still, like, him being there does not stop Jalen Hurts from making that throw.
Yeah, it didn't. It didn't last year.
No, so I have evidence from last year that it does not help. So
that just reminded me. It was like the replay of that Seattle game last year.
Absolutely,
Monday night. I've never seen a collapse like that.
Drew Lock,
Kirk Cousins,
cocaine
one
Kirk,
leg,
bro. Cocaine Kirk. Oh, yeah.
No, he is paraplegic Kirk.
That's fucked up.
Man, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, and AJ Brown apparently is not coming back for a couple weeks. I wouldn't be shocked if we're in the bye at 1-3.
Me neither. Because you got two dominant. You play Dude, you have the two quarterbacks who have been playing the best football in the league the next 2 weeks.
On the road.
On the road.
On the road.
Tough scene.
Yep. Well, hey, we can always get a wild card spot.
It's always, yeah. And yeah, your division doesn't look that good, so you're still in a good shot, in a good spot.
There's always that. So
yeah, bro. 9-8 team winning the division.
Yeah, that might be good enough to win the East. So we still might.
We at the dance. That's all that matters.
All you need is to get in the dates, then everybody's 0-0. So
facts.
If we could just get there, it's just frustrating because obviously the expectations for this team, all the moves that were made. The firepower that we have on offense and, all the coaching switches, it's like, this should be the favorite in the NFC.
Yeah, and I love coming on here and making fun of you and talking my shit, but it has been disappointing, and I was actually really excited to see them play because I thought this team was going to be really, really good.
Me too. You saw flashes of it in Brazil. You did.
You did.
You saw flashes, and I mean, it's unfortunate that A.J. Brown's out, but we still have talent to put up points and win games.
Yep.
But
we'll see.
This coaching staff is continuing to fail the Eagles.
Yeah, it is.
Continuing.
Yep. All right. Enough of that. We'll talk a little bit more about them later, but let's get into our Week 3 picks. Drink it in. These are the matchups. I implemented the records this week. I also changed the colorway of the times. I think it looks better with the white. Yeah, I think it looks a little bit better. But yeah, dude, Week 3 already. Week 3, it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy that we've been through 2 weeks of football. Like, bro, it feels like it's August 5th. Like, it's not. It was just August yesterday. So
yeah,
here we are in Week 3. Thursday night football. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be at my very first NFL game, my New York Jets, home opener, national TV. We're wearing the green on white, the beautiful jerseys from last week.
Mm-hmm.
Division rivals. Yeah. I'm so excited. I need you to tell, what are some things that I need to look for at like a live football game? What are some things I'm going to experience? What should I avoid? It's every stadium's different, but the overall atmosphere, like what should I expect going to this game? And what should I look out for?
Well, a lot of energy, a lot of rowdy fans. I would be surprised to see Patriots fans there. But I think, just the atmosphere is going to be electric. It's just going to be. That's really the big thing is just the atmosphere. There's nothing like you watch it on TV, but there's nothing like feeling it in person.
Yep. Is it like better than a baseball game, like a Phillies game?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Sure, bro. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm super excited to go to this game. Like I said, it's my first NFL game, so I just want to see the atmosphere. I'm sitting up in the upper bowl at MetLife Stadium, right about like I'm on the home team side, like section 314, so it's like maybe at the 10-yard line. Good view. I hope I'm up in the front row, so I have no one in front of me. What I'm really looking forward to in this game specifically is how my offense builds on from the second half last week. I thought we did some great things with, like I said earlier, balancing it between Brees and Braylon, giving Brees a break when he needs it, because I feel like we ran him into the ground a little bit week 1. Like he didn't come off the field on certain drives. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward, to Mike Williams being on a lesser pitch count. That should be really fun because he's a deep ball, jump ball, red zone threat for us that I really think we didn't have last year. Obviously, we didn't have Rodgers either. But I'm very interested to see how that dynamic works with Garrett Wilson for a whole game. Lazard is the 3. I still think we need to get a slot in there. Like, I think we need Malachi Corley or Gibson on the field. But that's sort of how I feel about the offense going into this game. I was just telling the people that I'm sitting roughly 10-yard line on the home team side. Is that usually where you try to get home team side? Is that better? Or do you want to be on the opposite side so you can look at your sideline?
I really don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's gonna be fun. Are you sitting like lower bowl?
And no, I'm sitting upper bowl, but like front row.
Oh,
so
yeah,
not a soul in front of me.
You got a great view then.
Yeah, I'm super hyped.
Yeah. I got Jets -6.5.
See, I'm going to the game, and I know we're better than this team, but I don't know if we're 7 points better yet. Because the Patriots defense has played well. They've moved the ball consistently. They've had a good run game. My team struggled against the run so far this week. I don't know. I like that Mike Williams is coming off the pitch count a little bit. I don't know if we're quite there on offense to really like. I don't know if we're going to be able to score enough to meet that spread, even if it looks like a comfortable win.
Yeah, that's true.
Fuck it, I'm going to be there. I'm taking the Jets -6.5.
That's the spirit, bro. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. We get in this win. He's ready to go. I'm hopefully leaving my house by like 3:30. MetLife Stadium is exactly 2 hours away from here, so
yeah. That's the other thing too. You want to make sure that you get there with enough time to park and enjoy like the pregame festivities. Because from experience going to the link, bro, you could get there early, like we did. We sat in line just about as long to get into the stadium when we got there as we did driving from the crib to the stadium.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, is it kind of like, is that because like you were waiting in line for like gates to open?
No, they were open
for a while before that, or
it was K-Lot, so there's like one gate to go into, but you should be fine. The MetLife has a ton of parking. Yeah,
because my thought process is like, if we're there. If we shoot to get into the stadium at like 6:30, the gates would have already been open for like an hour.
Yeah.
So we're not really hitting that like initial buildup of a line.
Yeah. But
so we'll see.
The later you wait, the more people that'll come.
Yeah. Yeah. I still have yet to check to see if I like got my tickets yet because, StubHub doesn't like give you them until like the last day. I mean, until like the day of or some shit like that. Is that right? Yeah, I think so. Like, doesn't give you like the ability to do the whole scan thing. But we'll see.
Mine.
Okay, I'll maybe look at mine in a minute then. But I'm super excited, dude. I am hyped. Like, I want to get there with enough time to like. I want to walk around the whole stadium and like see everything.
Yeah.
Maybe check out the team shop, see what that looks like. Because like I love doing that at like Citizens Bank Park. I always go there and get there like an hour early before even the opening pitch, because I like to do a lap of the whole place. But yeah, I'm super excited. I hope I hear the stadium's overall, the festivities of the stadium's like a top 10 stadium.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but I'm excited, dude. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, I got him -6.5.
Me too.
And don't worry, I won't be calling you hammered like you be calling me at the game.
Bro, it's just the vibes. Plus you'd be talking shit too, so I just gotta let you know. Like, we here.
Yeah, I'll be doing that.
Yeah.
I'll be doing it. Don't you worry.
All right. First game of the Sunday slate. Chargers in Pittsburgh taking on the Steelers. 2 undefeated teams.
Mm-hmm.
Toss up. Steelers are favorite at home, 1.5. 2 great defenses, 2 great coaches. I don't know, man.
In this game,
Is this going to be the deciding factor quarterback here?
I want to say yeah. I'm going to say I like the Chargers in this game because I don't think Justin Fields can win 3 in a row playing the way he's been playing. And if they're going to only score 1 offensive touchdown in this game, I don't think that's going to be enough against this quarterback and this coach. I just don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah.
I like a Chargers win here on the road.
I also do.
Okay. Yeah. And it's a close spread, so like
yeah.
Even if they were favored 1.5, I'd probably still take them.
Yeah.
That's where I sit.
Yep. Me too. Next game, Houston on the road in Minnesota taking on the Vikings. Houston's a 2.5 point road favorite. Another pair of undefeated teams. I'm rolling with the hot hand. I'm taking Houston on the road. I mean, the way that Minnesota's been playing against good teams could go either way. But I think Houston has just been lining them up, shooting them down. I think they hand Minnesota their first loss.
I agree. I think if the spread was a little bit bigger, I might have taken Minnesota. It's just there's a big quarterback drop-off here. We'll truly see if Sam Darnold is in the situation of a Geno Smith where, like, Geno Smith has been playing the way he's played for the last 3 years. He's now a good quarterback. Like, and it's widely considered that Geno is a good caliber, average caliber starting quarterback in the league. We'll see if Sam Darnold gets there. He's got the coaching and the weapons to do it. I'm not quite there yet. So with that being said, I like Houston. Yep.
Next game, Eagles on the road in the Superdome taking on the Saints. Saints are 2.5 point home favorites. Every time I pick the Eagles against the Eagles, I say I hope I'm wrong. This is one of those times. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that they show us something. I really do. Hope that run defense comes. I hope Vic Fangio adjusts, throws some. Because he's gonna have to throw some schematic miracle.
Yep.
To slow this team down. They have to have some kind of heart. The offense has to step up, but it starts with the run. I can't see this team stopping the run. If we're letting Josh Jacobs and Bijan Robinson run for $150, Alvin Kamara might have 250.
Yeah, you're right.
So I hope I'm wrong, but I have no expectations. I'm taking the Saints.
Yeah, I'm taking the Saints too. It's always been tough to play in New Orleans. And the Saints have just looked like the better football team. It's crazy to say it based off of how we thought 2 weeks ago. But at this point, nothing's led me to believe that the Eagles are going to get better on defense. And if this is the worst defense that New Orleans has played next to Carolina. So
our run defense is 32nd.
Yeah. So
out of 32 teams, 32nd, dead last.
Yeah.
There's no reason to think that. Oh yeah, we're going to stop Alvin Kamara. I hope we do.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Nothing has led me to believe that that's the case. So
no, me neither. So
I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. So
yeah, I agree. I like New Orleans in this game.
Yep. All right, next game. Denver Broncos going into Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers into the Baker Buzzsaw. Bucs are 6.5 point home favorites. What are your thoughts? Do you think this is a lot of points? Do you think this is just right? Because I'm kind of leaning Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm also leaning Tampa Bay, and I think I'm going to take them because Denver's just not really shown me anything. Bo Nix has been kind of all over the place. And their run game is pretty non-existent. Tampa's been playing really well. It's in Tampa. Like this has a certified blowout written all over it.
Yep.
And I really like Tampa in this game. I think Denver's probably gonna end up with the number 1 pick this year if it's not Carolina. So yeah, Tampa's gonna win this game, and they're gonna win comfortably, somewhere between 8 and 15.
Yep. All right, next game. Packers on the road in Tennessee taking on the Titans. Titans are 2.5-point home favorites. 0-2. Malik Willis revenge game.
Yeah. I'm taking Tennessee at -2.5. I think they're a bad team, but their defense has been fucking awesome. It's been really, really good. And if anybody knows how to beat Malik Willis, it's this football team. Malik Willis on the road, there's a lot of things that bake into this. Like L'Jarius Sneed being the number one corner for Tennessee is a tough matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Tennessee. It's going to be a low scoring game. Like I could see this being like a 13-6, 20-13 type thing.
Yeah.
I really like Tennessee to come out with the win in this game.
I'm taking the Packers.
Okay. Why?
I think Malik Willis gets his get back, and I think the Packers defense is good enough to force Will Levis off his spots and force some turnovers.
Yeah.
I mean, Titans defense can do the same thing with Malik Willis, but yeah, their only thing though is they gotta get a passing game going because 50 rush attempts is not sustainable.
No, it's not.
So,
no, especially injury prone.
Green Bay.
Yep. Okay, I don't hate it. I can see it going either way. Like both these teams
Me
are
too.
absolute shit at this point. So
Yeah, it's a coin flip.
Yep.
But yeah. Next game, Giants on the road in Cleveland taking on the Browns. Browns are touchdown favorites at home. Two teams with subpar quarterback play, to say the least. I'm gonna go Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah. This might be a lot of points.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm leading. I still see Cleveland winning this game. Number 4 showed me nothing. Nick Chubb's not going to be back. He's still on IR.
Yeah.
Jerome Ford's been underwhelming. Like, they can't get Amari Cooper the ball. Like, it's been really, really bad. The only way I honestly see this spread hitting is if it's 10-3.
Yeah.
So,
but we've seen good defense in Minnesota absolutely crush Daniel Jones.
We have
forced turnover, so we could see the same thing from Cleveland.
Yeah, but Minnesota can move the ball on offense. Like, I don't know. I don't think Daniel Jones was particularly bad last week either. So
yeah,
like he was okay. It wasn't like he didn't blow the game for them last week. He's just not good enough to win a game. So I like New York actually to cover here. Right. Cover and lose probably.
I could also see that. All right. Next game. Bears on the road in Indy taking on the Colts. Toss up 1.5. Colts are favorite at home. Something's got to give, bro.
Yeah.
These two teams, something's got to give. Anthony Richardson has looked like garbage as a passer. Caleb Williams has looked like garbage as a rookie. Something's got to give, bro. Something's got to give.
I agree. Go ahead.
I like Shane Steichen at home.
I do too. I think there's also a big coaching mismatch here, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I just think Anthony Richardson hasn't been playing that much worse than Caleb Williams, but like the coaching mismatch is there. The rosters are comparable, and it's a tough ask to have Caleb Williams beat a coaching staff like the Indianapolis Colts. So I'm there with you. I like Indianapolis to get their first win of the season at home.
Yeah. Next game, Carolina on the road in Vegas taking on the Raiders. Raiders are 4.5-point home favorites. First game, no Bryce Young. Andy Dalton makes this a lot more interesting.
It does. I still like Vegas here, dude, to cover the spread. Carolina, like, I'm still not, like, Andy Dalton's getting pretty old at this point. I'm not convinced that, like, he's going to be much of an improvement. Just because we haven't seen him on the field in a while. He's getting older. This offensive crew has really nothing other than guys that are injured to show for it. Xavier Legette has been bad. Adam Thielen's been getting open, but again, no one's been able to get him the ball. I don't know if Dalton will be able to. The running game's not there. The defense is just piss poor. Like, I think Gardner Minshew's gonna have a field day.
Yeah,
against this Carolina team.
I'm with you.
Yeah. This Carolina, I probably will not bet them at all this year unless they're like 17 and a half point underdogs.
Yeah.
So
wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you there. Give me the Raiders.
Yep.
Next game, Dolphins on the road in Seattle, taking on the Seahawks. Seahawks are 4.5 point home favorites. First game, Snoop Huntley.
Mm-hmm. Is he suiting up for them, you think?
Yeah. He was signed.
And is he's gonna be starter?
He's the starter. I'll stat that. Yep. Quarterback, Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I think they cover.
Oh wow.
They have a potential to win, but I think they cover. I think he's good enough to keep it interesting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of something that Miami hasn't had, is kind of a quarterback with a mobile dimension to kind of keep defenses honest. So I think it'll throw a loop for the Seahawks, because you think, Tua's not moving out the pocket like Tyler Huntley will. So, this could be biggest upset of the week, but I'm going Dolphins.
So just to let you know, I'm probably going to convince you to switch your answer, but I wrote yours in pen already. I like Seattle a lot in this game to actually blow Miami out. I just thought of this while you were talking, but if there's one person that knows Snoop, it's the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, who literally called every defensive play in practice against Tyler Huntley. He's seen him every day in practice. We know he's not a very good quarterback. We just know that. Pro Bowler. So, like, hey,
Pro Bowler,
good on you. But we know he's not that guy. Tyreek Hill has not been that impressive to me. I mean, last week, like, how much of an increase of talent is there between Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson? I don't think there's much, and they just couldn't get the ball to Tyreek Hill. They got to scheme some better stuff up. If Raheem Mostert's back, I could see them really running the ball and keeping this game close. But we'll see. But I like Seattle to comfortably win here. I think the coaching – I actually think there's a coaching gap. Like, I really do. Mike McDaniel's a good coach in this league, but it's not quite like Seattle's. And I think Seattle's got the better players right now. So with that being said, I like Seattle to cover. Go 3-0. Bump Miami down to 1-2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can't change it. It's written in pen.
Yep.
All right. Next game. This is a must-win for both these teams right here. Baltimore in Dallas taking on the Cowboys. This one is a pick 'em.
Yep.
Dallas's home dog.
Yeah.
Staring down the barrel of 0-3.
I am probably going to put money on this spread, so I'm very comfortable with it. I love Dallas at home this week. When's the last time we've seen Dak Prescott lose twice in a row at AT&T Stadium?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Baltimore Ravens defense has been a little bit underwhelming. I think this has an opportunity to be a shootout, and Dax won shootouts. They're at home. They lost last week at home. They're not going to get embarrassed 2 weeks in a row. That typically doesn't happen with them. It's really hard to say the Ravens are going to go 0-3 to start the season, but I've got a lot of history of Dallas consistently dominating at home, and I can't see them losing 2 straight at home. I just can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
Yeah, Baltimore being 0-3 is so weird, but
yeah.
I can't see Dallas. I just don't see it. I can see it, but I'm gonna go with I'm more comfortable with Dallas winning at home 1 out of 2 than the Ravens winning in Dallas. That's just how I feel. So
yeah,
yep.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Next game, Lions on the road in Arizona, taking on the Cards. Lions are 3-point road favorites. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of looked up and down.
A little suspect,
and the Cardinals looking frisky. So it's
mm-hmm.
another game where something's got to give.
Yep. In this game, for me,
I don't know.
In this game, for me, I think Detroit's going to get back on track a little bit. This is a prove-it game for them. And Arizona's Kyler Murray's coming off of the greatest game of his life.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot that I could see a big regression from Arizona this week. Not that they're not going to be a good team the rest of the year, but you're not going to have that back-to-back. It's still in a dome. And Jared Goff isn't really a turnover-prone quarterback, and he has been the last 2 weeks, so I expect there to be some correction there. I think they'll run the ball pretty well. Like, I think this is going to be a solid Detroit win. So yeah. I like Detroit here to cover. They're getting a little too frisky with the spread, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Mm-hmm. You're not going to fool me, Vegas.
Yeah.
Can't fuck with me. All right?
You fooled us last week.
Yeah.
No more. We're locking in. Division matchup here. Niners in LA taking on the Rams.
Yep.
Niners are 7.5-point road favorites. This is a big spread for a team that is without CMC and Debo, but they're also playing a team without pretty much their entire starting offense and defensive players. I'm gonna go San Fran.
Okay.
I think they get back on track. The Rams, it's unfortunate to think, and kind of like Baltimore, it was kind of weird for us to say the Rams starting 0-3. I just don't see DeMarcus Robinson, Ty Johnson, Colby Parkinson being the answers for this Rams team. So I think they just don't have enough to compete at this point. It's unfortunate because of injury, but even though the Niners are shorthanded as well, I think they have enough. I think Mason will be enough in the run game. Ayuk has to step up big time. Kittle's there too.
This is going to be a Nick Bosa legacy game.
Yeah.
Like that 2 third-string tackles that he's going to be able to go up against in this game with Javon Hargrave eating up everything in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to be an absolutely horrendous day. This is going to be probably the worst Matt Stafford's going to look all year in this game. San Fran will probably blow them out, especially coming off of a disappointing week last week.
Yep.
I am with you, bro.
Yep. Sunday Night Football. Chiefs in Atlanta taking on the Falcons. Chiefs are 3.5-point road favorites. This one could be frisky.
Yep.
I'm going with the Chiefs, though.
Yeah, me too. Primetime game. Cocaine Kirk back-to-back primetime games.
Paraplegic Kirk.
Yeah. He's on a short week.
Yeah.
Like, I'm with you. KC's going to beat them comfortably. I think they're going to get back on track a little bit. I'm interested to see their running game in this. This could be a game where they're like, all right, Well, we don't have a running game, so Patrick Mahomes, go out there and throw for 400 yards and just get the job done yourself because he's more than capable of doing it. We could see something like that, but yeah, I'm with you, dude. KC's going to win this game. King Kirk back-to-back primetime games is like Dallas at home 2 times in a row. So
yeah. Something's got to give.
Absolutely.
Regress back to the mean.
Absolutely.
In that whole game last week, King Kirk went in and won. Again, bro. We rolled out the red carpet for him and gave it to him.
You did, but he still had to execute.
We gave it to him, though, bro. you watched the game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Chiefs by 10.
Yeah, about. I'd say the same.
Monday Night Football, our first doubleheader of the year.
Ugh.
Jags on the road in Buffalo, taking on the Bills. Bills 4.5-point home favorites. All right. Josh Allen, truther. Where are we at in the cycle?
This is absolutely a hammer for Jacksonville. I'm taking Jacksonville this week. Maybe not to win. But I think they will cover. Josh Allen did not play particularly well last week, and they still won. But they suffered a couple injuries last week. They're actually missing Deion Dawkins this week, I believe. And Travis Etienne will be able to run on this team. And I don't like the corner play. Like I think the Jacksonville has enough weapons in the wide receiver room to really take advantage of this team here. Evan Ingram will be back. I think this is one of my like you know how every week there's typically an upset without explanation. This is my upset without explanation. So that's sort of how I feel. I like Jacksonville here.
I'm with you, bro.
All right.
I'm absolutely with you.
Yeah, bro.
Jacksonville has to get on the board at some point. Like they're too talented to be 0-3.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we say that, and then it's like we also have Baltimore going 0-3, but
yeah, situations are different.
Yeah, this is Dallas at home, so
yep, and like the Rams, this is San Francisco.
Yeah, and it's still going to be warm in Buffalo on Sunday, so
yeah, it's September, so weather hasn't factored in.
No.
All right, last game. Second of the doubleheader, Washington Commanders in Cincinnati taking on the Bengals. What a snoozer. The Bengals 7.5-point home favorites.
Mm-hmm. What do you like here, bro? The 1-1, the team with the better record is a 7.5-point dog.
Mm-hmm. How? I don't know. I guess when you beat Kansas City on the road, you get that luxury. That's just, I don't know. That's a lot of points for a Cincinnati team that has been up and down all year.
I will tell you what, though. There was not a single sign of Burrow's hand injury in week 2.
Yeah.
There just wasn't. He looked really good. Jamar Chase had some issues on the field this past week. I think he's going to come into this game hungry. I think they're getting T. Higgins back.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Cincinnati to win this game comfortably. Plus, you get the more experienced seasoned team versus a rookie quarterback and a team that's had a lot of things thrown together, including a new coach. Like, I like Cincinnati to actually win this game pretty comfortably. I think this is the snoozer of the doubleheader.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. You know what? You convinced me. I'm with you on that.
All right. Yeah, you better stick with me, bro, because that gap's starting to open up.
I know. Plus, I don't know if I could see a world where Washington starts 2-1.
Yeah. I mean,
they could cover, but
yeah, it's a big spread. But I just like Cincinnati to really win this game comfortably because Jaden Daniels is going to have a welcome to the NFL moment, and it probably will be against Joe Burrow
in prime time.
Yeah, in prime time.
Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
So this week, bro, we've picked.
Like 2 or 3.
3. So I have the Giants, you have Cleveland. You have Miami, I have Seattle. And then Green Bay and Tennessee. We're split on.
Mm-hmm.
So who'd you take Denver, Tampa? Did you take Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I have that written down. Okay. All right. Those are our picks, bro. Let's get into the locks.
All right, locks. Here's my locks. I like them. I know I said last week my theme was NFC East. Guaranteed or your money back. You can have your money back because I was 1 of 3.
Yep.
Um,
This is a 3-0 win, though.
This is a lot better. All road favorites. So we'll start Houston -2.5 against the Vikings. Minnesota has been good. They've played good. They beat the brakes off of San Fran at home. So although they have their own issues, I think Houston, best team in the NFL right now. I think they're going to continue humming. And the Vikings, they gotta lose at some point. I can't see them starting 3-0 against the beating 2 great teams back to back. I don't see it. So I got Houston here. The other team, San Francisco, -7.5 at LA. It's tough, big spread. Both teams dealing with injuries, but like the Rams are like decimated beyond decimated. So
yeah, I agree.
I think they handle business comfortably. And my lock of the week, can't go wrong with Kansas City -3.5 at Atlanta. Paraplegic Kirk in prime time, gonna show you his true colors. Mahomes, then no Pacheco, but no Pacheco, no problem. I think they get back on track this week.
Okay. Cerebral palsy, Kirk isn't going to get it done?
No. He shouldn't have got it done last week, but we dropped dead.
Yeah, bro. Yep. All right, my picks of the week. I don't really have a theme other than I just took all underdogs, not on purpose. It's just how I feel.
Underdogs.
Yep.
Actually, except for Dallas.
Yeah, except for Dallas. It's just all underdogs. We'll start off with Jacksonville. Again, I'm not really too sure on the explanation for this. It just feels like a week where Buffalo will lose. It just does to me. I've been right about them a lot in the past, so I like to trust my gut with them. If anybody is the premier Buffalo Bills analyzer, it is me. So I like Jacksonville here on the road to cover. The Chargers, I think I get a better coach plus the points. I'm going to take it there. They're on the road, but you can't convince me that Justin Fields has a home field advantage. It's just Justin fucking Fields. So I'm going to take the quarterback mismatch. I'm going to take the coach mismatch. And I like them to get it done because I like them to outright win. So I'm, of course, going to take the points. And then Dallas here, my absolute lock of the week. No way they lose 2 in a row in Dallas. It just doesn't happen very often. I'd like to look up the last time they've done it. But it's weird to see the Ravens fall 0-3. But hey, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's just where we're at. So yes, my lock of the week, Dallas. All underdogs this week.
Cool.
So
is this the week where we go 6 for 6?
I have a feeling because not only that, like I'll open it back up quick. Like we also picked all these games the same, so we both feel the same way about all these. So I feel pretty good about that. But yes, I think we go 6 for 6, and I also think I go 16-0, like the whole way, and you go 13-3.
Yeah, but we'll see about that.
Man, you got anything else for the people?
No.
I
don't got nothing.
You sad?
It's tough. It's tough in these streets at the moment.
I know, dog. It's tough.
But we just need AJ Brown to get healthy. Who knows? Maybe there's an outside chance that he magically plays on Sunday. Doesn't sound like it.
Maybe Brian Dawkins comes out of retirement or something. Like
he's not even gonna save us, bro. We need like not even Reggie White, bro. We need something. Yeah. Something's got to give. It's frustrating, bro.
All right. Well, we'll get through it. I'm super excited for my Jets game tomorrow. Y'all will definitely hear about it next week on the show, so look forward to that. Look forward to Step by Step. Look forward to Spread Picks again, where we react to all my correct picks. With that being said, this has been the Day One Podcast content. We appreciate you listening. Make sure, whether you're on a boat, bus, or plane, you watch the damn show. Just watch the
Simple as
show.
that.
Stop being a bitch. Seriously. We all know you got iPads nowadays because nobody can't look at their phone for more than 30 minutes. All right. So spend some time, watch the show, download it. You know what I mean? You can watch it without any internet, without any access. You can be completely unplugged from the grid and still watch the Day One podcast as long as you download the episode. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. I'm Kyle. That's Anthony. We'll see y'all later.
Peace.